Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome Ministers McKay, Bergen, and Finley, Premier Dexter, Rear Admiral Newton, Deputy Mayor Rankin. And I'd like to extend a special welcome to Minister Finley here to Nova Scotia in her visit as her role, first visit in her role as Minister of Public Works. Minister, welcome. I'd like to thank Glenn and his team first of Clean Earth for hosting us today. They're very kind to do this and disrupt your business today to have us all here. And I can tell you a little bit. Glenn and his folks did a great job last winter when we started this project. It wasn't an easy job down here on the waterfront in the middle of winter, and some unique challenges, I'll put it that way, that you dealt with in helping us keep on schedule and move things along. So a special thank you for being innovative and energetic about moving things forward. I'm pleased to be here with Mr. Ross Langley, Vice Chairman, and Ross has done a great job for us in the past year as we've gone through management changes at the yard and keeping things moving forward on a fast-paced and hectic schedule. And as well, Mr. Kevin McCoy is here with us, our new president for the shipyard, and who brings a great deal of experience. So we're looking forward to having that experience as we chart this new path forward at the yard. And a number of folks here from JDI and the Irving Shipbuilding team. So folks, thanks for your help and glad to have you here this morning. Now, earlier this morning, there was a press briefing done at the yard and about the structures that were being built and the facilities and the type of facilities and a certain amount of technical information. This is the largest single investment we've ever made in the history of Halifax Shipyard. Over $300 million will be spent over the next 2 years. We're doing it once and we're doing it right. And we could have done this in stages. We could have spent less money now, but we're putting the capacity in up front. It's going to give the best place for our shipbuilders to work. It's going to give the best value for Canada, and we're going to be the most efficient operation and have the best benefits for the long term for everybody. So we're doing it perhaps a bit front-end loaded, if you will, but it's going to be very, very good, the infrastructure. However, there are going to be some short-term layoffs, and that's a fact. It's a fact that if we're going to tear these buildings down, some of them are over 100 years old, they've got to come down, no choice. But as we say, we're building much better buildings and when they go up. But we're working with our workforce to mitigate those job losses as much as possible. We're going to keep running the shipyard. We have the Felix program, it's underway, and we'll be continuing on in this time frame. We have a large amount of commercial work that's going on. We're leaving no stone unturned to make sure as many men and women from Halifax Shipyard stay employed in the site, on the site. We're number of the trades we expect to be, we're encouraging our contractors to use our folks on the jobs. You have all the skills, electrical, mechanical, steel work, all kinds of capability. So we want our folks to be busy. We expect the peak employment on the site to be about 500 men and women on the construction side during 2014. So I'd like to recognize CAW Local 1. Folks, you've been good partners with us. You've never wavered and you've stuck with us all the way through. And we want our team back, and we want you building ships for the long term in the fall of 2014. That's what we're focused on right now. I'd like to thank the federal government for this long-term contract, and that's why we're investing today. It's all about building the best ships for Canada and giving the best value to Canada. And that's very important to us as an organization, and me personally. We want to make sure it's as good as we can be in this country. The new yard we're designing will be world-class standards for an operation of our size. The federal government has engaged world-class experts to come and provide an evaluation on the performance of what we're building. They want it first class. We want it first class. So it's going to be the most modern and efficient yard of its size anywhere in North America or the world. It's being done at no cost to Canada, to the federal government. But we want it to be a center of excellence to serve Canada for decades to come. We just don't want to build the ships. We want to maintain these ships. We want to be the center of excellence. And we appreciate the long-term partnership we have with Canada and the risk-sharing mechanism developed prior to signing these actual construction contracts. We appreciate that. And it's a clear signal to us of the strong partnership and shared commitment to build these vessels on time and on budget for the Government of Canada. You know, over the past 20 years, Nova Scotia has stood by the Halifax Shipyard and its workers. And this government is no different. We've stayed in the race and we won the job. The provincial loan, which has enabled us to build the best shipyard in North America for our size today, is an important part of this effort. But I want to make sure there's one point that's very clear, and there shouldn't be any confusion about this. This is an interest-bearing, debt-repayable loan. If we don't meet the conditions laid out as per the province. So we've got a job to do, and we've got to deliver, and the province expects us to deliver, and I expect us to deliver. So that's our commitment, and we appreciate it, and we don't take it for granted. And Premier Dexter, we want to thank Nova Scotia for standing by shipbuilding. Thank you. Maximizing Canadian content is a priority, not just for the construction and rebuild of the yard, but as it is for the building the ships. We want people, and the federal government's asked us about this to make sure we involve as many Canadians as possible in this effort. And we're working with a number of great suppliers to share this commitment. And I'd like to extend a very special welcome today. We've got many Nova Scotia vendors here with us today. Atlantic Cat, Ellis Don, Hatmach McDonald, Dexter Construction, and Cherubini, to name a few. We also have folks here from Walter Steel of Hamilton, Ontario. They're providing a large part of the structural steel along with Cherubini, a local company. And this is very important. Somebody thinks, you know, you're going to buy things and it's not complicated. We've got a very tight schedule. We've got a very tight site. We've got a tight budget. And everything has to happen on a very precise discipline. Same time, we've got to deliver 4 more ships, get them out of the shops between now and the end of the year. They'll be finished up next year, but the shops are all coming down by the end of December. Buildings torn down, ships have to be exited, and we've got an enormous amount of activity. And I'd like to just pause for a moment and thank Doug Dean and the construction team. Doug's part of the JDI organization and has taken this one on, and I can tell you it's not a job for the faint of heart. And it's being very well done and well executed. So Doug and the management team, folks, thank you very much for all your hard work. You make a big difference. So on all our vendors, just one word. We're counting on you. Don't let us down. Stick to the schedule, stick to the budget, and get the job done. So that's you got to remember that now. Don't let me down. We spent $127 million to date, year to date, on this. 53% of those dollars are in Nova Scotia. We're going to spend another $55 million before the end of the year, and another $118 million or so during the years 2014 and 2015. So we're on our way. Whether it's pouring concrete with Dexter Construction, or Walters and Cherubini providing steel, or Geopack out of Montreal, or A&R Concrete drilling from New Brunswick, or Clean Earth right here at home in Nova Scotia. We're on the move. You're all part of the team. Let's get this job done. Thank you very much and have a good day.